Hello, my name is Umar and welcome to my channel where I give you useful information in a precise manner. And today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is student expenses in Finland, or how much money do you need to stay in Finland as a student, or in other words, cost of living in Finland as a student. So it doesn't matter how you put it and how you say, the amount going to stay the same and it will go from your pocket. The thing is, Finnish authorities has suggested that as a student you should have 760 euros in your account to spend every month. But still, I'm receiving many queries on the YouTube page and on Facebook as well, that which thing is expensive, which thing is cheap, how much money we should have, etc, etc. So I decided to make the video, and apart from that, one of my followers was really interested that I should make a video on that one. His name is Mufiz or Rahman. So Mufiz, thank you that you're following the channel, and here is the video for you. At the end of the video, I'm quite certain that you all get an idea where the chunk of the amount go. Is the rent is more expensive, or how much is the groceries, how much you should pay for traveling and all that. So basically what I have done, I have divided all those expenses into four major things. Number one is obviously the rent, which is the big chunk of the money you're gonna pay every month. Number two is the groceries, how much you're gonna buy, which store to buy, how much you should buy grocery every month, etc, etc. I'll answer all these questions. Number three, you should have traveling and mobility expenses. How much is better? Should we use the public transport? It is better to have a bicycle? Should we have your car? You know, there are many queries in that one. And number four, the other things which I call entertainment, when you go out, dine out, and you go out for the parties, clubs, you go for adventures and stuff, how much money is necessary for that? You should have spare in your account every month, so you can enjoy life as well rather than studying. So I'm gonna break it down, all four aspects, so let's go. The first and foremost is the amount of rent. The biggest chunk which is taken every month from your account is the rent amount. So in Finland, normally you don't live in private housing. You come as a student, then you are offered housing by student housing companies and firms. There are different student housing companies. Normally they follow a simple pattern. Like in Lappeenranta we have Loas. In Helsinki or other areas you may find Hoas or Noas or something like that. Basically, there are housing societies or companies. They provide housing, particularly, specifically only targeted for students. So the benefit in that is you don't need to worry about separate bills. You don't need to worry about water bills. You don't need to worry about electricity bills separate. That's their thing. We just pay one invoice and that covers all. Laundry, water bill, electricity, everything, all inclusive except one thing, and that is parking. If you have a car, that means you're a rich guy. When you are a rich guy, then you need to pay extra money for that. And sometimes the parking fee goes around 10 euro, 12 euro, depending upon the area. So the price of the rent depends on many things. Number one, the area of the room. Number two, the type of accommodation. You want a studio, you don't want to share with something, you are living separately, you don't want to share anything with the other person, or you are living in a shared apartment. I'm talking about the shared apartment. That does not mean you're sharing the room. That means you have your separate room, but there are common places like kitchen and then the washroom, they're common. And laundry is common for the whole building. So if you're living in a 3-share apartment, like there are 3 rooms, then the rent would be somewhere around 280 to 320. You can find a good room in that. But if you want a 2-share, then add 20 bucks on top. And if you want a studio, then we're talking about somewhere 380 euro to 420 euro. But that's one invoice and that's all. You don't need to pay anything extra. So student housing covered. And I tell you, student housing in Finland is quite good. It's not dormitory where you are sleeping above the bed and all that. No, it's not like that. It's kind of where you own personal space, because this country is all about personal space. Number 2 is the groceries. Yes, the food thing. What you're gonna eat, how much you're gonna eat, how much you're gonna buy, where you're gonna buy, that's all we're gonna talk about. So for the groceries, I'm gonna take you to the grocery shop. Alright, let's go. Don't mind that footage. This was taken in the summertime. In summertime, in Finland we do have summer that's small for 2 months, but it's nice, you can wear shorts and stuff like that. So normally Prisma and Lidl are the 2 major retailers here. Prisma also have another retail chain with a different name, S Market, basically the same group. So you're gonna find stuff there. So I'm gonna go shopping and then I'm gonna give you a breakup after that. So as you can see, my shopping is done. I have purchased a lot of items. You can see the basket is really full. You can see
like fish and items for breakfast and then item for lunch and stuff, all that. So that's normally I take that full basket once in a week. That's my week thing. And now I'm gonna show you in detail. So let's go and break it down further so I have an idea. I buy porridge, mixed vegetable, rice and fish fingers, fruit juices, then plain bread. Then you have tomato sauce, and then salad, tuna, which I like tuna a lot. And then you carry on the whole milk. This is about 2 packets, and I finish that in 2-3 days. Then some peruna salad, some other things. So the list goes on, and I like yogurt a lot. So rather than I give you prices of everything, I'm gonna upload the final amount which I paid for everything. And yeah, how can I forget the fruits? That's very nice. You find really good fruits here. So that's all I buy it for 1 week. That all item. The bill is 40.44 euros for 1 week. All of it for 1 week, right? So if you want to see more details, I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna upload the receipt for you. There you go. Now you can see and find in detail which item costs much and how much is it. All right.
Now, number 3 is traveling and mobility. It is always advisable to use the public transport. Every city offered special discounts and cards for the students to encourage them to use public transport. Generally in Finland, people use bicycles if they can. Even in the winter, I've seen people using bicycle a lot. Why? Because they care about the environment and stuff, and you should do the same. So, cutting the long story short, if you are living in a smaller city like I'm living, Lappeenranta, all the zones and every area around, from the university to the center, anywhere you can go around that area, the pass gonna cost you as a student not more than 45 euros. So in less than 50 euro you can get that, right? But if you're living in a bigger city like Helsinki, Turku, Tampere and other, then you need to take care of the zoning restriction. So the cities are divided into different zones, and then you have to purchase pass accordingly, like from zone A to B, B to C, C to D and all that stuff. But again, even in Helsinki as a student, for all the zone, the monthly pass for 30 days not going to cost you more than 76 euros. So to understand that better, see this picture.
Here we can see the different zones of Helsinki area. You have the option to buy only for 2 zones or for all, A, B, C and D, and then you have to pay the discounted price for student. Normal price is like more than 156. Here are the prices, but after the discounts you get it in 76 euro for all the zones.
Now for this one, I'm not sure. I don't know what type of person you are, like the entertainment thing. For me, entertainment is different. I'm not the regular bar guy and stuff, so I'm gonna stay home. Food is entertainment for me. Making videos is entertainment for me. I play snooker. That's my hobby. I do many other things, right? So I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna spend money on that. But you might be different. You spend money on that. You maybe go out quite often. So this is something which I'm not gonna add. I don't know much about it. It's very relative. It's not absolute. And apart from that, you go to restaurants to eat. You go to some other places with your friends go. And I can tell you the meal cost. The meal cost in Finland is about 10 to 14 euro plus free coffee, because when you go and place your order, you get a free coffee in the meantime. And in a good restaurant, if you go a really expensive one, depending on the area you go, you get maybe 25 to 30, sometimes 40 euro. But on an average or low level budget restaurant, you get a good meal around 15 euro. If you talk about pizza and stuff, then pizza you can also get in like 6 to 8 euro. It depends what you like. But let's say 20 euro is the price of an average meal, just to give you a one-shot idea. So now we have discussed everything one by one. So it's time to put everything together in one Excel sheet so you can have an idea what is the total, which all you are here for, right? So let's go and see how much is total. If you are spending minimum as a good student, saving the money, and if you are spending maximum as a student who want everything maximum and enjoy the life as much as you can, how much we are looking at. So let's go.
I have an Excel sheet for you to make things easy. You can see on the left side here, we have the amount you're gonna spend, it's like the minimum amount, it's represented in the green color. On the right side, we have the amount in the blue, the maximum you can spend. And here are the items we talk about. Let's say for the rent, as we agree, you're gonna pay around 250 to 280 euro. Let's take 280 euro monthly. You can find an apartment, but it varies from the place, the city, the university you study. We talked about it earlier. Maximum you're gonna spend 450 euro. If you really want a good house with like good place, you want more spacious, you are like party guy, you want more space and friends coming in, all that stuff. And then we talk about groceries. If you go bare minimum, I've shown you how much I can buy in 40 euros. So if I go with that, week 1 40, week 2 45, week 3 more people coming, you need to buy a little more, let's say 60, week 4 40 again. And again, on the high side, we can start with 60 and other person can 70, sometimes 70, 60. So you can see the minimum and maximum, depend what type of student you are. But apart from the groceries, you need to dine out sometime, go to the restaurant with friends, and have to pay that bill too, because in Finland one person don't pay for all, everybody pays individually. So let's say minimum you spend 20 euros monthly and maximum you spend let's put it 50. If you talk about the travel, the third category, the minimum traveling pass, if you use the public transport, doesn't matter which city it is, you can get it in less than 50, let's say 45 euros for the 30 days pass. Even in Helsinki with with all the zones, you can get the pass in 76 euro as a student. The normal one is about 150, but as a student you get in 76. Apart from that, you might get to join some tours where your friends are going, some sightseeing, traveling in the country, maybe going to the Lapland, maybe going to the Baltic trips and stuff like that. So you should have like 20-30 euro budget each month for these things coming up. But if you are going quite often on your own too, then obviously you spend more. Let's say you spend 80 euros average on that one. And now the fourth one, entertainment, this is very relative. I can't really give you an absolute value, because some people don't go to bar and clubs at all like me. Some people go very often, but I spend more time and money on other hobbies which I have. Some might don't have other hobbies, they love going to the bar and clubs and all that, so it varies. But for the safe side, just to reach to a figure, I'm going to put like, let's say 30 euros if you go like 2 times in the bar on the weekend. You have a drink, you go pay the entry ticket and stuff like that, you end up paying 30 euros. And if you go quite often, you're the regular guy there, you go with your friends and others and you like bang it on, you have a good party and stuff, then you spend more money. Let's say you spend 100, sorry, not 1,000, 100. So if you look at the totals here, if you are a minimum spending student who control his expenses and just carry on with the basic necessities, don't spend too much money and time in the year, then you can manage somewhere around 600, 590, 620. That will be your monthly expenses, and that's quite approachable. You can manage, and that's way under the limit of 760 euros a month. But if you are the guy who used to maximize everything, spend more on the rent, need a big room, want to spend more money in groceries, want to eat healthy and want to eat no gluten and very organized feel, maybe vegetarian or stuff like that, yes, then you have to pay more. And same goes with everything. And again, if you are high on the entertainment side too, then your budget will go up about 1,000, 1,200, sometimes 1,300. It depends, because it varies. So that's an idea, so which you can have, and then you can make up your plan accordingly.
As usual, I'm going to throw some tips for you how you can save the money. The tip number 1 is it is always advisable to use the public transport or use the bicycle in the good times like summer. So if you don't buy your own car, you're going to save a lot of money. You're not going to spend money in the fuel. You're not going to pay extra taxes, the road tax and insurance. So you're going to save money in the end. While if you're working, then you can, but try to use public transport as much as you can, right? Tip number 2 is if you like and if you can manage, you can share your room with someone else like you who also wanted to save money. Let's say your room rent is about 400 euros, so if you divide it into 2, it's going to be 200. But that division means you need to cover many things. You can't really sleep naked all the time. You can't really get up and do whatever you like. There will be time you need to wait some time to go in the shower and stuff like that. So I mean sharing. So if you can manage that, then yeah, you can save some money. Tip number 3 is very interesting. It's about the grocery shopping. I would advise you to buy once in a week, like do weekly grocery, maybe on Saturday or Sunday, or that's better, and you don't waste food in such manner. Don't try to buy or hoard too much in your fridge. Just buy what you need, that's it. And then in the universities, there are facilities available where you can have good lunches on a discounted price, maybe then 2.8 euro, 3 euros, sometimes 4 euros, you can get a really good meal. So just buy for your breakfast and for your dinner, and buy as much as you like, so you avoid the food waste. And on top of that, I have an extra bonus for you. If you go to Prisma in the evening after 9 p.m., because Prisma normally closes by 10, so from 9 to 10, it's an happy hour. So in that happy hour, you can buy the bakery items and other stuff who are like about to expire or about to go in the base, or who are almost expiring. Let's say expiring tomorrow, so they give a discount on that, sometimes 60%, sometimes 70%. The idea is that the food should be consumed rather than it should be wasted. So that's the happy hour, so make use of it. Go to the Prisma in the evening, plan your shopping schedule, go there by 8:30, spend an hour of shopping, and then by 9 you pick those items. I've seen some great guys who buy cakes very cheap just because of that. So that's it for today. I hope you like the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and share with others who are relevant to that, like people around you who are coming to Finland, thinking to come, or going to another European city. This might help to them too. So thank you for your time. See you around. Bye-bye.